Hey guys, welcome back to the Piston Show. I'm Kashi Dillon and as usual I'll be the host for this video. Today I have here with me the new Lexus LBX. After the Lexus UX was discontinued, this is actually the smallest Lexus in the lineup. And it's the first Lexus after the LFA to have 3 letters in its name. So if the LFA redefined the approach to what performance can be, the LBX has that same honor to redefine what a small car can be. Now, the LBX, Lexus says, is going to appeal to all the younger generation for those who have never actually considered a Lexus before. And after driving it, I can see what they mean. But there's a big problem here because first, it's powered by a 1.5 litre engine, and secondly, can be a little bit pricey. But Lexuses have never been cheap. But before we go any further, as usual, a quick word from our sponsor.
Hey guys, what are some of the things that you consider when choosing a petrol brand? For me, I make sure that the petrol can keep my engine clean and also give me better mileage. I'm sure everybody thinks about this when choosing a particular brand. With BH Petrol's Infinity RON 95 04M, you get precisely that. It has special German additives that reduces the amount of deposits that build up in your engine over the long term, keeping it clean. It also has improved friction modifiers that reduces the amount of friction that your engine has to go through, ultimately giving you better mileage and making BH Petrol's Infinity RON 95 04M the right choice.
Now let's just set the tone for this video with the price range. There's going to be 4 variants on offer. There's going to be the Lexus LBX Premium Single Tone, which is the entry-level variant, and it's priced at 238,888 ringgit. After that, there's the Premium Dual Tone, which gives you 2 different color tones like this over here, and that costs 240,388. After that, we enter the higher range variant called the Luxury. So the LBX Luxury Single Tone is going to be priced at 263,888, whereas the Luxury Dual Tone is going to cost you 270,388,000 ringgit. Now that we've got that out of the way, that has basically set the tone for this entire video. I know what you're thinking, the comparisons have already started. Well, I know it's not cheap, but it's a Lexus. And it's not only a good-looking car, but the interior is actually rather nice as well. But good-looking and nice interior alone does not sell cars. Underneath there is a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder engine making 136 horsepower and 185 Newton meters of torque. Again, I know what you're thinking. Because if Lexus wants to appeal to younger generation, as they say with the LBX, then is a 1.5 litre engine making all that power actually enough? Well, I gotta say this, that Lexus is actually working on a more hardcore version of the LBX, and I can't wait to see it. Because underneath this, the platform for the LBX is actually from a Yaris and a Yaris Cross. So you kind of know where I'm going with this already. So this could just be the donor car for a very hardcore Lexus, which I'm very excited about. But let's just stay focused over here and talk about what we have over here, the LBX. I know what you're thinking, engine is not that great, but as far as design goes, it's not a bad looking car. So the Lexus design language has basically remained unchanged over the past couple of years. I'm talking about the Lexus spindle grille. That, however, has been chucked out the window when the latest generation NX and RX were introduced. The spindle grille evolved into the spindle body. And you kind of see that over here as well with this over here. But Lexus is slowly moving away from that spindle body design language. And we are seeing this silver stretch over here, the silver lip over here that stretches from one headlight to another. And this has basically set the tone for future Lexuses, because Lexus Malaysia, during the product presentation just now, has said that we are going to see a lot more upcoming models with this same silver lining over here. Besides that though, I really don't have much to complain about when it comes to the design, because I can accept that the Lexus LBX is quite a good looking car. Now let's go check the back. So before we move to the back though, let's just check out the side profile. This is the luxury variant, so it runs on 18-inch wheels, where else the premium variant runs on 17-inch wheels. The side profile sort of has a very premium European car sort of look and feel, very Fiat/Mini profile over here. I like it, there's no doubt about it. It's a good looking car from the side. I think it's going to give a hard time for potential Mini buyers, as long as they don't look at what's actually powering the car. And then at the back, again, it's not a bad looking car. I like it. I like that the brake light stretches all the way from one end to the other end. It's very Aston Martin like, don't you think? The Aston Martin SUVs have the same line over here as well. And then at the back is basically you get this Lexus name spelled out. There's no longer the L, which we first saw with the latest generation NX. And then you get a powered tailgate. You better get a powered tailgate at this price range. And then this gives you access to a boot space that measures in at 313 liters, and that grows to over 900 liters with the seats folded. Then no spare tire. Now let's go jump inside. When you step inside, now this starts looking really good. Some of my industrial colleagues were saying that they don't quite like the interior, they were expecting better and such. But for me, I think it's still very much a Lexus. Even the smell in here is very Lexus-like. The leather seats...
How can I help? Sorry,
no.
I'm having trouble understanding you.
Yeah, me too. Cancel. So you don't get a full leather seats. These are synthetic leather seats, but I like the red stitching all across the dash, around the seats and such. It adds some character to the interior. The steering wheel, well, you get this in other Lexus models as well, but what is new over here is this vertically placed infotainment system, which gives you access to wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, the works, basically everything. All of the controls are selected through this infotainment system over here. And then up ahead of you, you get another digital cockpit, digital meter panel, which again, very much in line with today's modern cars and such. The wheel well, the footwell, well, not that big, and if you are about my size or slightly bigger, your knees are definitely going to be resting at the side. So I wouldn't say that it's uncomfortable. I would just say it feels a little compact with yeah, it definitely feels compact. The rest, well, again, typically Lexus, the same gear selector as the RX, the same buttons and such, and you also get a Mark Levinson sound system, but that's only in the luxury variant. The premium variant has to make do with the 6-speaker sound system. Besides that, feels really good, no doubt about it. Feels expensive and still feels very much like a Lexus. Now we go at the back. So when it comes to the back seats, if you're on the taller side, you're going to find this place to be a little bit cramped. You do get quite a bit of headroom though, as well as 2 USB ports, USB-C ports, and 2 more at the front for a total 4 USB-C ports over here. And you don't get rear air conditioning vents. So make of that what you will.
So when it comes to driving the Lexus LBX, it is exactly as what the numbers would suggest. Those 136 horsepower and 185 Newton meters of torque isn't exactly what you would call explosive. It's just enough to go about your daily business, to do what you have to do on your day-to-day grind. It's just that. Now, when you put your right foot down, it's not going to go anywhere very quickly. And that is, well, what else would you expect from the amount of power that this powertrain creates? It's just enough, okay? But I'll tell you what this Lexus LBX does really well. It does really well at keeping you comfortable, at keeping the interior refined, at keeping the cabin isolated from the harshness of the road underneath, from the world outside. Because it does a tremendous job at keeping the interior quiet. I'm not even raising my voice when I'm talking to you through this video. So that's just, I guess, testament to the refinement that the LBX has to offer. So how did Lexus achieve this? Well, they achieved this through clever use of dampening foam, which they use around the wheel wells, somewhere around the doors, on the sides and such. So this absorbs all the vibrations and the noise before it's transferred back into the cabin. They use acoustic glass. They use noise cancellation technology, particularly for this variant, the luxury variant. And that just makes the interior feel very nice, comfortable and refined, which is what you want in a car of this price tag. So if you want something that is, powerful and such, the LBX is not for you. You buy the LBX if you want something comfortable, if you don't have a lot of people to carry, and then on top of that, you want something that is efficient. That's what the LBX is for. So we are just on the way back from Karak town. We set off this morning from Lexus Mutiara Damansara, and we still have a range of 526 kilometers. Testament to the refinement of the powertrain of the Lexus LBX. Not only refinement, efficiency as well. This hybrid powertrain is brilliant. It also has the capability of running on pure electric power. How far? Well, Lexus doesn't say, so they're not going to give you the electric range of the LBX. That's something that we will have to test on our own when we get this car. So, but by itself, this powertrain is just enough.
So should you buy a Lexus LBX? Well, at 240 to 270,000 ringgit is definitely not cheap. It's quite small, which means it's quite expensive for a small car. But then again, a Lexus has never been cheap. You don't associate the word cheap with Lexus. What you can associate with Lexus is comfort, refinement, premium, as well as luxury. And on that aspect, the LBX delivers, and it delivers that rather well. It's definitely a nice car to be in. Fine, it might be down on power, but that hybrid powertrain is undeniably impressive when it comes to efficiency. We are seeing a range of close to 600 kilometers. So should you buy an LBX? Well, if you don't have a lot of people to carry around, if perhaps it's just your wife and you, then yes, the LBX might just be the car for you. Or if you have a bunch of cash and you're looking for something that is, well, quite nice to drive on a daily basis, and you're looking for a car for your kid, for your daughter or your son to drive to college, university, whatever, and you have cash to spare, then yes, the LBX is definitely a nice car to drive on a day-to-day basis. It's a brilliant car. If you want something comfortable, refined, and you can afford the price tag, then the LBX is definitely for you. For everybody else, the LBX may not make sense. But for those with the means, the LBX is definitely a very nice car. As usual, guys, if you like what you see here today, do consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. I'm Keshi Dylan, and I just told you about the Lexus LBX.